Ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday the 29th of September, Mojang released a follow-up snapshot to the main feature snapshot that was released on Wednesday. If you want to know the full changes from the feature snapshot 16w39a, then go ahead and click the link on screen right now. That video lists all the new features that were introduced in the snapshot after the reveal at Minecon. This one is called 16w39b, and as you might expect, it contains mostly fixes for the things that were introduced in 16w39a. Let's dive right in. First of all, a whole bunch of crashes were fixed. That was, I suspect, the main purpose of getting this snapshot out so quickly. The main one being a fix for the game crashing when items were inserted into a furnace. They also fixed a crash when trying to place a shulker box within the same block as another block with block data, fixed a bug with llamas not saving their inventory NBT data which caused a crash, and then also fixed a crash with llamas if you tried to breed llamas that had a strength tag set to 0. Other than crashes, they also fixed a whole bunch of other things with llamas. Both llamas and horses didn't show any hearts when you tamed them, and baby llamas also didn't show any green particles when you fed them. Llamas would suffocate in 2 blocks high spaces, and that is now fixed as well. And the looting enchant didn't affect the llama leather drops. You were unable to breed donkeys with horses as well after recent changes to entity types, and that is now fixed as well. The data for llama had a saddle slot. That is supposedly fixed, but there are some question marks and comments in the bug, so we are not entirely sure if it's fixed yet. There does seem to be some unused data in the llama still, especially SAMSAR6 reports that if you set a certain value in their data, they just freeze up entirely, to the point where they even sink to the bottom of the ocean. Anyway, an interaction between wolves and llamas have also been fixed, where wolves became indecisive around llamas while hostile towards them. A whole bunch of other fixes done this snapshot were about the new shulker boxes, the new portable inventories added in the previous snapshots. They could only be accessed by one person at a time, and that is now fixed. When crafting them, the recipe would only work in the middle column, and that is now also fixed. If you placed the shulker box inside of an entity, that entity would pop up on top of it. For instance, you could use this to stack really quickly by placing shulker boxes under your own feet. That is now also fixed. If you renamed a shulker box and then placed it and then broke it, the name would be lost, so you couldn't really organize your inventory by renaming your boxes in an anvil. That is now fixed, so the name stays regardless of what you do to your box. There's a whole bunch of fixes to the looks of shulker boxes as well. Some miscoloring, some misaligned textures in the user interface, but most of all, the fact that the recipe for dyeing shulker boxes didn't work. That has now been fixed, but with the important caveat that any shulker boxes you had in your world from playing the previous snapshots will all be white in this one. One final change that I will bring up to shulker boxes is that when they were dispensed, they were always dispensed vertically, and that is no longer the case in this version. There's a problem in the previous snapshots that you're unable to place plants into flower pots, and not only is that fixed, but we also got a little bonus feature in that items can now be removed from flower pots. New mobs, their spawn eggs weren't being sorted properly alphabetically in the creative menu, and they are now. Villagers wouldn't run away from the new illagers, which didn't make sense, seeing as the new illagers would attack them. Few fixes as well for items. The curse of binding enchant on items wouldn't affect mobs. The curse of vanishing enchant on an item held by a mob also didn't take effect when that mob died and dropped the item. To round off, we have some fixes for command blocks and the map making. Structures containing no blocks didn't load anything, including entities as well, so if you had no blocks, then no entities would load, and that has been fixed in this version. Save all command had some problems with the flush argument in terms of tab completions and help, and the silent tag didn't affect evoker fangs, so they would make sounds even when set to silent. And finally, a fix that will only interest you if you're into resource packs. The sound event name of shulker boxes was miscategorized as an entity rather than a block. That has changed in this version, so if you've already made a resource pack with shulker box sounds, you'll need to update that. If you want to try this version out, head into your Minecraft launcher, create a new profile and select Enable Experimental Development Versions Snapshots. Save the profile, select it from the profile selection drop-down box in the lower left-hand corner of the launcher screen, and then start the game. You will then be playing the latest Snapshot version, which is currently this one, 16w39b. If you want to keep staying up to date, then feel free to subscribe to the channel and keep an eye on the Minecraft news playlist, where I post videos for every update and snapshot made for Minecraft. And that is all for this time. Thank you for watching. My name is slicedlime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.